What's up, AfterBuzzers? We're here talking Season 2, Episode 7, Threesomes of Casual, so stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
We're officially over halfway. There's 10 episodes, right?
Are there 10? Oh, yeah, there were 10.
This is episode 7, right?
Yeah.
So we've been over halfway
so
for a minute.
we're over halfway. So thoughts overall? You were saying a little bit that you're thinking.
You know, my vibe right now, past the midway point, is that this season, I don't want to say is disappointing for me, but I feel like it's going a little more traditional comedy route, where I think we're getting a lot more fluff bits than some of the substance I loved in the first season.
And going off that a little bit in terms of a linear arc, you know, I think with the first season we had storylines that were just a little bit more season long, as opposed to what I think we're seeing this season is a more traditional comedy of just episodic arcs.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, kind of a new story starts up every episode.
Yeah. Some relationships, like we'll dive in because since we don't have much time ever.
Right, fair.
I'm your host, Abby Vega. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at _Abby Vega. Where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at Quinn Scillian.
Twitter and Instagram at Kelch, ZACHKELCH.
Yeah, we always get cut short on time, so we dive in. I think maybe just talk about Laura first. I feel like even though the episode is named after kind of her storyline, it wasn't that much of a thing.
You know, kudos to, we actually predicted the opposite of what's happening now with them. We thought Laura would be the one who got some feels, and she is just in a weird, like, I want to try what I can thing and doesn't really care about anything.
But I almost, like, even though I didn't want to see her be the one who was more obsessed or whatever, I also want to see her feel something. I know that sounds like so stupid, but like, I do feel like Laura is just emotionally stunted, and it's just like she's just got such a wall up.
See, I'm so confused by the relationship because in the last episode, or it was 2 episodes ago,
like the episodes kind of like are flip-flop. Like, honestly, it's a little confusing.
It's confusing to see who's more into who. Like, Laura was kind of weirded out when Aubrey wasn't weird in their first reaction and acted kind of like it was no big deal after like the first hookup or whatever. And then now Aubrey was kind of weird about the threesome, and then I called it right when they did the above shot. I go, they're gonna reach and hold hands.
You know it?
But it was more like Aubrey grabbing her hand,
Yes,
and then you
was.
see Laura like being visibly uncomfortable with the fact that they were holding hands now.
Yeah. What do you guys think that a relationship is like? I'm so confused.
Can I just say, like, I don't ship them? Like, I don't ship Laura and Aubrey together.
Like,
I know that that's, like, so Tumblr of me, but, like, I just don't. Like, I really feel like...
I mean, we have no reason to root for them.
But I just liked them better as friends.
Yeah,
you know,
true.
I think that their friendship felt really, really organic, and obviously, like, the best relationships come from a really organic friendship. But then when it started moving into this other place, it was like not fun as a viewer to watch anymore.
Yeah, but it's still weird because when I do see them just hanging out and on the couch and stuff, it still seems just friendship. And then it gets into these moments where it's not anymore.
Well,
so it's a weird line.
And
I don't know.
I think Aubrey's getting confused because it seems like it fades out like, oh, it's no longer a thing. They just made out that one time. Who cares? And then Laura comes up with these plans like, let's be sexually involved again out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And
You know what? Here's something that I just was thinking. When this show does sexual tension really well, I think they do it really, really well. I think Jack and Val have a really wonderful sexual tension kind of, you know, there's obviously a lot of chemistry there. I thought Alex and Emmy or whatever from last season had a really, really, really wonderful chemistry, and you could just like see the sparks. And I think I'm not seeing that with Alex and Sarah, and I'm not seeing it with Laura and Aubrey.
Yeah, the Laura and Aubrey thing, I guess it's just one of those. At this point, I don't know where they're going with it. So I guess it's just gonna have to wait and see.
See, and that's where I'm coming from. The thing of, especially, I think Laura more so is this where right now her story is so much fluff. Where it's just like we're really not learning anything about her. If anything, her storyline is just like, let's make her do more erratic things to avoid any like legitimate.
It's not very three-dimensional.
Yeah,
you're not seeing like these layers of her.
Right. I mean, the last season there was obviously so much of her obsession with her teacher was about like her angst or whatever feelings towards her mom and parents and everything.
A lot of sexual tension there, by the way.
Right.
Yeah, that
There's
is
a lot
true.
of sexual tension between her and the teacher, and then this season, it's like right now, I just feel like it's just kind of they're giving her kind of a let's just let her be a free spirit, but ultimately like nothing. It's not really.
Yeah,
we're not seeing character
me.
development, which is exactly we were reading some reviews on our way, and we're just like, yeah, you know, it just feels like these characters had these big flaws that we saw last season, and we're like, oh great, I know exactly what these people need to work on. I don't know how exactly they're going to get there. I don't know what their journey looks like, but we understand the hurdles they need to overcome.
Yes.
And here we are in the second season, being like, oh, we haven't really learned that much. We're not really overcoming.
Okay.
It just gets a little stagnant.
No, yeah, I totally get where you guys are coming from now too, because I'm thinking, you know, we also have her dealing with her dad wanting to have a baby. Why I want to see more of that, because to me, last season, Laura, it's hard for me to believe why would she suddenly be so just now like free spirit, not caring, but.
I can't believe how much of a bigger deal I thought Drew was going to be this season.
Same.
I mean, I know that we still have 3 episodes left, but it really feels like, I mean, I don't know. It just it feels like unfinished business stuff.
Well, I know, especially and with that, like we were saying in the beginning, it seems like especially this episode, such 3 separate stories, but ultimately I'm waiting like there has to still be some culmination between the 3 of them, and it's so separate right now. At 3/4 into the season, I'm wondering what's going to change in the next episode or two to make that happen.
And with the whole Laura thing being said, something I'm very surprised with each episode of this season is how I'm starting to actually like Val more.
This
episode, I definitely that moment with Jack, I've just started to really like her a lot more.
And I think that it's also like we just crave the moments from her. So when they give them to us, it's like, oh, thank God. Like, you know, we want to see like her little smirk on her face and stuff like that. I think that we are getting by far the most development from Val, and that's why it's the most satisfying to watch her.
Yeah, because it's so nice to. So last episode, obviously, she went on a date with Harry, and we saw that. Yeah, she was having fun. They ended up like hooking up, but it was a very weird date. There wasn't chemistry there.
That was like, I think she was just looking just to have sex with an attractive man, and so she kind of didn't really care how the date was going to go.
Exactly, and it was really nice to see. I was kind of concerned. I could tell that Jack was into her and stuff, but I was a little nervous when she first went over there, and I was so relieved to see her just like let her walls down and have such a vulnerable moment with him.
You know, with Jack, he keeps getting like labeled as the bad guy, which yes, when he showed up to her office unannounced and did the kind of, for me it was a little bit too much.
He went a little rogue.
He went a little bit too much of an aggressive first move. But then from there on, you actually understood like, he kind of just seems like a more carefree guy for her.
Another thing,
and that just seems to be juxtaposed like aggressively for her, and that's why I think people think it's bad, but I think probably it's better for her.
And another thing we were talking about, kind of going off that, is that like we're dealing with this kind of idea of her choosing between the boring guy or like the bad boy or something like that. And
I don't
like
think he's a bad boy.
Right, I know, and that's why we're nervous that like things are gonna go sour with Jack, when it's like, but she shouldn't have chosen Harry either. You know, it's like it's choosing between what she really wants and what she thinks Jennifer wants. It's not really about Harry or Jack.
This was a side note I just put in. I feel like I could be totally off, but Jennifer seems to be very weird about Jack. Did they have some sort of history?
That's why I'm wondering if that's going to come out. I thought Jack would maybe say that then, because she brought up like Jennifer really wants me to be with Harry.
See, and I thought that I for some reason still feel like that's gonna come back, because right when she texted that and the way they made a point for her to say Jennifer told me to stay away from you, I was like, ooh, I don't know if she should have said her name. It just seemed weird.
Right, and see now I think, which we kind of did predict this also last week, which I think the episode ended before maybe this potential bombshell happens, but you see at the end of this episode where it seems like maybe she was too aloof with Jack, and Jack kind of moved on.
Yeah.
She went back to Jack's hotel room and he was no longer there.
I thought Jennifer was going to open the door.
Oh, ooh, that would have been very soapy. But.
And that would have been like another threesome in all of these threesomes that we have going on. But then actually, I mean, then it really would make sense if there had been some history there. So we'll have to wait and see.
There is some weird like she's very anti-Jack and she doesn't really explain it. So I feel like there might be something there we don't know.
But I don't think we've seen. I don't think we've seen less.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. I think the way this episode ends, I feel like this next episode is going to be a big blow up for her with that group, because I think Harry's going to be pissed off that she stood him up. Jennifer's going to be mad that she stood up Harry, and then Jack is now mad because she chose Harry
Yeah.
in his mind. So.
Well, what was interesting too, I noted this while I was watching, is like I said, I loved seeing Val open up to Jack, and they truly had a really good connection,
Yeah.
I thought, and they balanced each other out. But as that was happening, I said, this is not going to end good for her, because she is not the type of person to be a player.
Right.
Like, I just knew this wasn't going to work out for her.
Right.
And the way they ended, I feel like she's going to end up very upset, and I'm just
I think there's probably going to be a good chance that both the guys are going to kind of be.
Yeah.
She probably lost both of them. I'm hoping it turns into a little bit of more of a cliche and Jack comes back by the end of the season.
Me
but-
too. I just like I want to see us starting the next season somewhere else for her. And if she's left again by both of these men, we're gonna see her in the exact same situation at the beginning of season 3.
Yeah, the one thing that I thought was actually pretty funny in this, in regards to Val, was the Harry drunk texting her. That was so
They
random.
actually, the texts were actually really funny.
They were really funny.
because he was just it started off originally he just sent her a bunch of emojis, and Laura was just like, oh my god, emojis are the worst.
Yeah.
And he said, he put like the crying cat, and she was just like, am I the crying cat, or like who's the crying cat?
And I thought her facial expressions just played. She didn't have to say anything at the
Right.
end when he just kept saying them in. Her face was just. She's like,
Although, like, to be frank, if I have to see like another a show episode of something where an adult's trying to figure out like technology, it's like,
and yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
we get it, They don't. It's new.
well, I guess is there anything else with Val?
I mean,
I thought that was pretty much it.
I don't think so. I think she's gonna. I think this next episode's gonna be the hardest for her,
Yeah.
for sure, out of the 3.
Yeah, and going into Alex now, I didn't see this coming. I love Fallon. I was so glad to see. I just was
feel
glad to see more of her.
I feel like we had to have assumed that there was some ulterior motive with her being so down for this relationship.
See?
Because it
I
seemed
mean,
like
the behavior was bizarre.
I just
Yeah.
thought she was
just a
a
cuckoo.
nut. I just honestly thought she was just crazy town. Like I
mean, when
didn't see it coming.
But I think we all kind of thought something was up with that contract last week.
Yeah, well, I mean, it makes a lot of sense when you look back on it,
Well,
because it was like,
now.
why was she trying to be so out in the open about everything
Yes.
happening in the office? So it makes sense.
that makes sense. But I just didn't even think of it. But now that's true. Last episode she goes, oh, Jordan already knows.
Right.
Yeah.
Because obviously she wanted him to know.
Also, like the racist comments at the restaurant and stuff. Like, she's just like a
I
terrible
Totally
person.
love the idea of a girl just like having sex with someone very quick just to like make someone jealous, but whatever, do you, girl?
Yeah, I thought it was funny to see Alex like deal with her,
Right.
because she would
Well-
do stuff and then his face was just so disgusted by her, like, and annoyed.
Well, yeah, but that's what we were saying. Like, doesn't it, the fact that he like really thought that something was up with her, like they obviously like he was uncomfortable, and then he was so surprised that she
And
was
Jordan.
using him.
I don't know why I was right there with him. I did not see that coming.
Something was up.
I think for him it was like an ego thing.
That's
Of
what
like
I was-
him feeling like, oh, I'm like actually the mastermind behind this thing. And he was like, oh, the whole time I've been on a team. Like,
No,
they
yeah,
didn't even know.
that's
Like,
totally. I think that's totally.
They're playing
Alex.
euchre.
It's an
so
ego.
bad euchre.
Yeah, he thought he had it all going on, and then to realize that.
But see, I mean, then to add on top of that, there immediately the quick revelation that Sarah even saw the fight between Talon and Jordan, which clearly it's one of those things like when you see it a conversation across a party, it's not just colleagues talking. Like there's more there. I did not expect that. I didn't expect it to happen like that.
Maybe she had suspected something about her
Yeah.
before, and like always had like this like like wow, you really talk about Fallon a lot or something like that, and then she saw it and she was like, oh, I get it.
This little thing I just really wasn't expecting.
Right.
I don't know. To me, I guess they never showed that many interactions between Jordan and Fallon to get you
Right.
to suspect anything.
No, that's true.
You had to kind of
didn't.
if someone figured that out, they really had to like connect a lot of
Right.
dots.
I think it's because I don't think that Jordan's really like a Don Juan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you don't
Yeah.
really see him like the fact that he is this kind of like smarmy dude has even like been romantic with both of these really beautiful women.
that's
is, like, a little bit shocking.
I was just thinking he is like super not.
Yeah.
But it also was
He just
weird
has, like-
seeing him freak out on Fallon. He seemed kind of like a crazy person.
He got
emotionally
that was
unstable.
that was the interesting turn that this whole time. I mean, this plan has been working better for her than it has for Alex, like for sure.
Well,
But then Sarah shows up.
Yeah,
at the
so let's
house
talk
at the
about
end.
that. This is the kiss. Is it an ooh or is it
For me, it's
The second one.
The second one. It's neither were great, to be honest.
Yeah. See, I mean, I saw it coming. I knew we were going to see them hook up. I think I called that like the minute we met her.
I feel like this was all a little easy for him, though. Like, truly, I feel like Fallon. I mean, like it just all kind of fell into
it's
his
a TV
lap.
show.
I know, but like, I kind of thought there would be a little bit more of a fight. I mean, you had the one episode where he was doing all these like grand gift gestures, but other than that, it's like it kind of just happened.
Well, something is about to fall. I mean, like the Jenga piece is going to get pulled out and everything's going to go nuts.
At this point right now, to me, I couldn't tell, like, I know that Sarah and Alex had interactions and Alex was trying to win her over, and I guess my mind is confused on were his feelings and things genuine, or was it more of a I just want to get her back now that I know my dad messed it up?
I guess we still don't know
And
that.
we touched on that a little bit last week.
week.
Is this an ego thing, or is this real emotion, or is he just nostalgic for an emotion he felt before?
Yeah, and now
or-
I'm wondering too, like with her, I'm confused by her feelings. Like, was she always still feeling something for Alex even when she was with Jordan, or is now she just emotionally confused and is just leaning on him?
I feel like she probably was in a good state, but based on that little speech she gave when she was just like at the party before she sees what's happening with Jordan and Fallon, and she said to Alex, like, what are you doing? I tried so hard to get over you, and now you're literally always around, and I can't not see you. Like, please stop. I asked you to please stop. I think that was her kind of waving a white flag and being like, I know this has been like a fun bickering kind of a thing, but I'm being real here. Like, I am engaged to someone, and this was a hard break. You were hard.
That's
like,
why I'm nervous for her, because it's totally that whole Sex in the City, like, guys have a radar right when you start to like move on and finally be happy, they just pop up everywhere, like texting you like ex-boyfriends. And that's why it makes me nervous for her if Alex is just doing this for an ego thing.
Well, yeah, but I
I'm
also
hoping
think that
it's not.
she was just doing it because, like, when you have like a big emotional turmoil, something like that happen, you do go back to something comfortable and something that you know and something familiar, and so that's why she went right back to him. And I don't think that this necessarily means that she's having lasting kind of feelings either. I just think, you're vulnerable. You want something that feels comfortable, and in the morning they both could like really regret it.
I mean, yeah, if I had to guess, I feel like the next episode we're gonna see a scene of her waking up in the morning and like trying to get out as fast as possible and being like, this was such a mistake.
Yeah.
I don't think this is gonna be like, I'm so happy this is working. I don't know.
This is like Alex and Sarah are not endgame OTP. Like, they're not gonna be the final pairing here.
Well, let's get into predictions then.
Okay.
Sure. Because I feel like this episode leaves us with
Now, your AfterBuzz
who wants to go
TV.
first.
I'll go.
Okay, you can go.
Okay, so this next episode, if I had to guess, has to be the breaking point between Aubrey and Laura. I feel like that.
You think it's like a make it or break it? Like, it could go well, or
No,
it's just
I
gonna go to shit? Like, only.
I do not see Laura in any way being like down for a relationship or something out of after this episode. So I'm gonna assume that Aubrey's gonna get a little hurt and probably. So I don't know. Who knows? Maybe now not to. I mean, he is dying. So maybe Homeboy's gonna die and then Aubrey's gonna bail and like Laura's gonna be left like alone again, even though she doesn't really care about what's his face in the first place. But. Other than that, I think that I mean, I kind of already said this, but I think that this coming episode will also be a blow up for Valerie and her new found friend group / F buddy group, because I think
She's getting around.
She really just I think she will have done enough this past episode to piss everyone off significantly enough to kind of back off from her for a while.
And she didn't really make any like lasting. I don't think she. Like,
She's not in the group long enough to
she
like
didn't
anyone
set down
be
enough
like,
roots.
no.
Deep enough roots. Yeah, I think I agree. Like, it's gonna be. There's definitely gonna be some kind of backlash with.
Guys, my fly is open.
Oh,
And there's been a
embarrassing.
fly. Speaking of flies, there's been a fly flying around this freaking studio. I also think that something, either Jordan's gonna quit Snooger or something's gonna happen where either
Jordan and Fowler are gonna run away.
I don't know, but it's going to be Jordan or Alex staying at this company. I don't think both of them can
Right.
stay. So that'll be really interesting to see the fallout there. And I want to see, like, a moment of connection between Drew and Laura. I kind of want to see, like, I don't like to see, like we talk about, like, we don't like to see too much of, like, only the core group of people. But I think I'm ready to have, like, a heart-to-heart moment with, like, Val and Alex or Laura.
There has to be something that Val and Alex are going to disagree on strongly coming up. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. But they just haven't really been in each other's lives at all this season, and I think that's weird.
That's like one of my predictions is I still think that, like, yeah, they haven't been in each other's lives, and I still think it has something to do with the end of last season. Like, we still have not seen Alex freak out or really confront the situation of how messed up.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking maybe when he has a fallout with Sarah or something bad, all his emotions, and maybe with the company, because definitely I didn't even think about him and Jordan now, like there's gonna be something weird happening there. I think he's gonna have like some sort of breakdown maybe, and that's gonna
let it all out on that.
Let it all out, because we haven't seen that happen, and that's one thing we definitely predicted.
That's fair.
And then I think that I don't even know. I'm like so confused.
I also think that Val and Laura are gonna move out. I don't think they're going to be there for much longer either.
Interesting.
Because that's been like, the house has been such a thing. The house in itself, I swear, is like a character, like a symbol or something.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I guess I'm just really curious to where they're going to take the three. I do want to see deeper things with these characters a little bit. And
I mean, right now, this is a hard season to really make predictions for.
It really is.
It's really throwing a lot of wrenches
I
along
think
the
we're
way.
expecting characters to either have repercussions for their actions, or we're expecting them to
feel guilty.
And, or to move and grow and to change
and
their
learn from a
behavior.
mistake,
Learn from
but-
mistakes. And that doesn't, we keep thinking that's going to happen, and then it keeps not happening.
Because they're all like professional, like sweep under the ruggers. Like they literally just back away from a problem.
well,
and just,
hopefully these last 3 episodes we get some deep-rooted emotions and craziness, and I'm hoping for a big
we need something we can really stick our teeth into.
Yes, we do.
I mean, obviously the end of this episode with 3 episodes left, it's leading
to big stuff,
It's
I
leading
think.
into big stuff, but we just don't know. I don't know where it could be yet.
Well, I'm excited to find out. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure that you're rating us, giving us thumbs up, listening to us on iTunes, commenting, all the fun stuff. I was your host, Abby Vega. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at _Abby Vega. And to keep the conversation going with the lovely other hosts,
You guys can find me on Twitter at Quinn Scillian. You can find me on Instagram at Quinstagram, and you can add me on Snapchat at Crapchat.
Tweet Graham at Zach Kelch.
and watch Casual Tuesdays on Hulu. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.